with the time we have left in this segment, let me reframe the conversation though, because I think those were we talked about the important things we learned from the players that stood out the most. Devin Booker, Steph. We talked about Braun. We talked about Tatum. I don't think we learned anything about KD or Bam or AD or any of those guys. But that was sort of what we expected. So we talked about sort of the unexpected. What does this mean long term, though, the way this team was managed for Team USA? Because I think there's a narrative, and I think it's a smart one that was advanced by some of the people, some of the women basketball commentators, because they were comparing it in terms of the women's team. This is the end of the Avengers. Just like Endgame. Iron Man is gonna die. Thor is gonna go off world, and Captain America is gonna retire. Like quite literally.
This is literally the end of the Avengers.
That's exactly how Endgame ended. That's exactly how I see this
and
working.
2028, right? By the way, I think that's such a great comparison because 2028 is going to be whatever the hell Marvel has been doing.
And what has Marvel not done? Movie. Marvel has not set up who the team leader is to carry both in the story, but also in the box office franchise-wise, who the next person is going to be.
Well, actually.
They just did. Hold on. Let's not sidetrack into that. But like, there was a period.
You can't bring this up without doing this.
I know. There was a period of time where they hadn't. Right. An argument can be made that Steve Kerr has made the same error with this team. Who has he set up to be confident and to lead this group in 2028? Alan, I'm going to go to you. The argument is maybe Ant, but if you think Jason Tatum isn't going to be a huge part, Devin Booker, sure. But if we need a tri-parade again, right? Devin Booker will be ready. Ant will be ready. You're going to need Jason Tatum to be that third guy.
Yeah. So this is a really good question, and I think it's 100% facts. What Grant Hill and them needs to do is from now on, they need some program build. It can't just be more assembling like the best players or assembling a one-off team. They got a program build, and it starts right now with Tyrese and Jason Tatum, because those are three guys that was on this team, and they're three relatively young guys. You gotta. I don't know about Tatum, but you gotta get Tyrese. You gotta try to convince Ant to play in the next World Championships.
They're not gonna. Ant already said he's not doing it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said.
Everybody that played on the World Cup is definitely gonna play on in 2028. Brunson, and then adding Ja.
So if that's gonna be the team, you gotta get them to play in the World Cup.
Yeah,
you have to get those guys playing the World Cup, build some continuity, get guys who are used to playing FIBA international basketball, and build a program. The main difference between Team USA and all these other teams is they have a These guys play years together. You know what I mean? Like that's how they build that commodity. Even though they play for different clubs, they've got that commodity. They know how to play international basketball. As a program, we can't just keep sending out
practice
guys
every
2-3 weeks.
I think the international teams practice every summer. That's not
exactly
or Olympics, and I don't think USA does that. I think they do these camps, but I don't think they actually bring in the varsity team to get some pump. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, bold prediction. Ready? And I hate saying this because he's a freaking dookie.
What?
Cooper Flag gonna be on that 2028 team.
Oh yeah,
that's
true.
Cooper Flag. So he needs to be on the next World Championship team.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
He has to. Him, Paolo. They're talking about Paolo.
Paolo needs to be.
Paolo's going to be fantastic.
He was on the last one, and he didn't look that great, but he's growing.
Yeah,
he'll be fine. Paolo's going to be fine.
But we're talking about the super young guys. The guys that are about to enter their prime need to be primed. Let me get a bomb for that. The guys in their prime need to be primed.
It might be slow from the mindset. When I think about it again, it might be
Ja, Ant, Tatum. These guys need to be ready to lead this team. They need to be what Steph, KD, and LeBron were for this team. That's the age. It's not even Ant's not even really supposed to be a part of that. He's just being accelerated. It's really supposed to be Booker, Tatum, AD still. You know what I mean? Like Ja and Ant are like kind of the got next guys.
I agree.
Well, we'll see how that turns out. And let's
let me say this quick.
Go ahead.
A lot of it has to do with the fact that we don't know who's next up in the NBA. So it's like
we had
That's
the
a
same
problem.
problem that we had from our last pod. But I
Yes.
think Steve Kerr messed that up. I
Yes,
think
he
this
did.
was a moment to find that out. And Steve Kerr robbed of us that because he's an older coach. He's a coach of the older generation, and he relied on that generation to get it done.
But what does that tell you? Honestly, what does that tell you about this
Young
new
coaches are
generation?
coming up the ranks. Think about that. Are there any young coaches who should be thinking about taking over USA?
Tyronn Lue's young enough as a coach.
Is he?
As a
Yes.
coach, yes. As a
Yes.
coach. He's a coach. Remember, he's not a player, he's a coach. So
That's true.
you know what I mean?
But maybe
who
that's
else?
part of the issue. None of the guys who are
Celtics.
entering their primes have a coach. Like when Curry began to take over the league, Kerr was right there with him. Tyronn Lue comes from Bron and the Clipper days. Spoelstra comes from Bron and then from the band Jimmy Butler days. Like these are the coaches that rose with that generation. With the Booker Tatum generation, what coaches are rising with them? It would have been Mike Malone,
Oh,
but
wait a
he's rocking with Jokic.
Wait a second. What's his name?
Mazzulla?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good young coach.
It's
that's a good
Mazzulla.
one.
What are we
That's a
talking
good
about?
one.
It's literally Mazzulla. He has
That's
the
a good
formula.
one.
Wait a second. But
Why wasn't he a part of this staff?
for the same reason Jaylen Brown's sitting at home.
That's right. Talk about it. Thank you. That's what I
For
want
the
to say.
Same reason.
As much
the
as I love
same-
Celtics hate, there was clearly a Celtics hate agenda in the building of this roster and coaching
Absolutely.
staff. And it messed up the progression for the next Olympics because those guys, right? We've been forgetting about Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Brown, and Booker. That is supposed to be the three. Ant and Ja are the young
yeah,
bucks.
Derek White, man.
Hey, Derek White was such a pointed.
Man.
Was such a pointed pick that it's insane.
Ball-headed
The
Derek White.
next Olympics is literally the Celtics plus Booker. It's
Yes.
Brown, Tatum, Booker, Mazzulla as the coach. Like that's literally
That's what
the
it
next
has to be.
generation.
Throw in Paolo and Heike, Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis starting center. I don't
How
understand.
how old will Davis be by then?
He'll be like
33, yeah. Same age as Curry and
He's-
KD right
bro,
now.
he's
He'll be
our
33.
age.
He just turned 30, bro. He just turned 30. He's not our age, but he just
No,
turned
he's
30.
my age. I'm turning 30 in a couple months.
He already turned 30.
Who?
AD
This year.
in 24, yeah.
80
Yeah,
was in
that's what I'm
college
saying.
when I
We're
was
the
in
same
high
Okay,
age.
fair
school,
enough. Yeah.
But
Like,
that's what I'm saying. He'll be
Porzingis
all right,
and
so he'll be
Cat
34. He can do it. He can if he avoids injury, man. Now's the time, AD. He's going. Listen, we know he's been Bronze Robin for a minute. He's got to be the face in 2028, and everybody's got to assemble around him.
It's so true. I'm tired of the well, speaking to that point, one last point before we wrap up the segment, and you could just say agree or disagree in some brief comments. I think another thing we learned about this generation of NBA superstars is that a team that has a Steph Curry, a Kevin Durant, or LeBron James on the team can still win a championship. And these guys have not aged out. These teams are truly just failing them.
Yes.
You think so?
Yes. No. 100%.
These teams are truly when those guys rise to the cream of the crop of all these superstars. When all those young superstars look to those guys and say, you're going to lead us. When all those guys beat the international superstars that are young and in their primes. Like, they weren't going against the old international stars. They were going against the international stars that are either young or in their prime. We had the oldest superstars of any international team with those three guys.
Correct.
By far.
Correct.
So if they can
Correct.
do that, you can't tell me that with a proper team, one of those three guys can't win. I think the Phoenix Suns are most at fault because they have a KD and a Devin Booker in their prime.
Mhm.
They are completely blowing it. I think the Lakers are right there, but I think there's a lot of conspiring not to let Bron get another one. And I think the Warriors are just like honestly trying to let it slowly die. And then they should just let they're getting into that territory where it's like you should let Steph move on if this is what you're gonna do.
And it makes
Like,
no sense.
You're
If I'm-
faking it.
Can't make Stephen move on if you just let Clay move on. Can't do that.
No, but just let it go. It's over. It's
Honestly,
over. Let it go.
honestly,
It's over. It's
If
done.
I'm the Warriors, I'm doing everything in my
Let
power.
Steph come to LA, man. I'm just gonna say it.
Nah,
In
forget
season
that.
2, we haven't
Hell no.
both fixed
Crazy.
spot. Just
Forget
let it
that.
happen. Just
Forget
let it
that.
happen.
no.
Forget that.
You
crazy?
I'll say this.
Hell
Let
no.
LeBron go to the Warriors. Let LeBron and KD go to the Warriors, man.
Yeah, I like LeBron and the Warriors since he's a
They
traveler.
will let me
He's
tell you
trying to
something.
know
The
better.
Warriors aren't set up well. The Warriors had their
They
depth
will
in
be
their
if
I
roster
like
KD
the
is
and
Lakers. I don't
trash.
care about the Lakers.
Their roster is trash. The Lakers roster is ready. You added Steph to the Lakers roster. We're ready to get one right
That's a
now.
fact, actually. He's right. He's actually right.
Wait, you add Steph to the Lakers roster right now?
Yes.
Right now, they're
I think
winning.
you
the
overrate
chip.
how good y'all are.
No,
I think you've been doing it on this
we've been
podcast
to
for a
a
minute.
conference
With Steph
finals
Curry?
in the last
Paul.
2 years.
with Steph Curry,
And we knew we were gonna lose. You were
you,
gonna
you switch out D'Angelo Russell or Steph Curry. That
Are you
team's
joking?
championship bound.
Are you
Are you kidding?
that
Are you
defense is gonna
kidding?
suffer.
What kind of question
Replacing D'Angelo, the defense is going to suffer? Are you joking?
Yep,
are you-
he's worse.
What are you saying?
Yep.
What,
Yep, Steph
what have
Curry's
you
worse
been
on
watching?
defense. We don't talk
What
about
have you
Steph
been-
Curry on defense enough. The
You
same
know
thing
why?
with Dame.
Oh, you know why
We
we
talk about
hold on.
D'Angelo, though,
Pharaoh,
on defense.
Hold on, excuse me.
At least he got some size.
Do you know why? Do you know
They're
why?
the same size.
Do you know why?
No, they're
I'm
not.
sorry,
No, they're
because
not.
we don't.
They're the
I'm not
exact
going to let this
same
go any further.
size.
Do you know why we don't
No.
talk about Steph Curry on defense? Do you want to know why, Paul? Here's why. It doesn't matter.
It does.
When you are so offensively gifted that you literally, we have all watched him do it. You can
Plus minus
literally
works out.
erase bad defense like it never
Point-
even happened.
Points scored for and points scored against with Steph is in your favor.
It's always in your face. He
in your
literally
favor.
takes an eraser to any
Even if he
bad
gives up
defense
20,
that he
even if he
has.
gives up 20 in his matchup, he's giving
It
you
doesn't
35.
matter.
He's giving
It
you
actually
35.
doesn't matter. Like historically, it doesn't matter. He just
Historically.
erases it. We've never seen he literally
but
started
that's a
no
fact.
lead is safe
He always outscores whatever he gives up. That's just a
every
fact.
single time.
I believe that the lack of defense has been hurting the Warriors the last 2 years.
They suck. What are you talking? It's not
The
been
Warriors
Steph's
are
defense.
terrible.
We'll
And
talk
also,
about the.
the biggest problem with the Warriors, by the way, is Draymond
We'll
Green.
pin
Let's
this.
not
I'm
get.
glad
Let's not
we
get
identified
messed
this.
up.
I'm glad we identified this. I'll cue this up in our next episode. We'll return to this topic. With our last segment, I want to talk about similarly what, when we're talking about moving forward, what did we learn about the world? I mean, we've all sort of said the lip service of the world is caught up, but I want to hear about specific players and specific teams. What stood out? What did we learn about the world? Either an international player or an international team that surprised you. I'm gonna go in reverse this time. Paul, start us off.
That surprised me. Honestly,
Not surprised, but just you learned it. It was something you didn't already know or believe you learned.
what I learned was how many NBA players are really on other teams.
Yeah.
Um,
Canada, chock full of NBA talent.
I knew
Oh,
that.
the whole squad.
I knew
The
I knew
whole
that,
squad is in the NBA.
but I knew that Serbia surprised me. South Sudan surprised me with how many players I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They had. That's what surprised me. And that cliche is true. Like the what what I learned? You know what I learned? I learned that the US losing in the cup last year wasn't an accident. It wasn't a fluke.
No, the team
It
wasn't
wasn't
good
a
enough.
And the
ready.
Olympics are now they're gonna be almost up there with the finals as like importance to a player's career, importance to players individually, culturally.
It makes us look
gonna
at
be
Melo
up
a
there.
little differently, doesn't it?
Mhm.
You said what?
Makes us look at Melo a little differently, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I think
Yes, it
AD
does,
is
but
getting
not-
the treatment that Melo should have got. Like people are starting to look at AD's resume as like chock full of winning.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it has
yeah.
2 gold medals on it now, and it's like, yo, Melo has 4, bro. Like,
yeah. But at the same time, the competition is crazier now.
yes,
Mhm.
So getting the medal now is different.
Yeah.
But that's what I learned, and I'm happy about it, man. Like, I want competition. Like, I don't want to. Like my
No more
dad, me and my dad are
ECWs.
watching that South Sudan game, and he's like, "Wait, you're rooting for the wrong team?" I'm like, "Nah, I want to see a good competition." Like,
I'm exposing you. Paul Robinson was rooting for South Sudan in the exhibition.
Yes, I was. Yes, I
Wow.
was because I want. First of all, I
The
wanted
man is not even South Sudanese. The man is
No, I'm not.
Jamaican.
No, I'm not.
Hey.
I wanted the African nation to rise up and put up some competition.
You know what? No. I stand with that. I stand. Listen,
wanted the
you know what I'm
African
saying?
nation.
Nah, I would have rocked with Sierra Leone. Yeah.
Okay.
No. My
Okay.
African nation. Stick
But-
to your African nations. Don't just be
but-
picking
but-
random.
African nation.
Don't treat
Nah,
Africa.
man, nah.
No. Don't treat Africa like some ethereal concept that you have no direct line. Like, don't just be like any
Nah,
African.
Everybody not
You have
competing, man.
Well,
Listen, you have
if we're gonna
you
get
have
into,
a lineage country that you can root for Haiti and
But
root for
Haiti's not
Jamaica.
Africa.
Don't
doing
just
Haiti's
pick
not Africa.
Africa.
Haiti is Haiti.
I know, but I'm
Yeah.
saying don't just pick Africa on
Haiti
some
doesn't
black
also
power
have
But,
a
stuff.
basketball
Pharaoh,
team.
I get what you're trying to do, but you have to because the other nations are not competing.
No,
Luol
but
Deng is for-
don't just jump ship and be like, whatever
What you mean,
Africa
jump
team
ship?
I'm rocking with. No. Root for Jamaica, root for Haiti, and I'll root for Sierra Leone. Let's
Haiti
relax.
doesn't have a basketball team.
Well, then that's what you need to be focused on. Don't just be picking
you know what?
African
Alan,
nations.
Alan,
Don't
we're
be
gonna do
picking.
it. We're
Don't
gonna
just
do
be
it.
picking
let's go
African
build it.
nations, bro.
Let's
Let's go build it.
Alan,
Like
I'm
you're
finna
picking
be Grant
cartoon
Hill for Team
avatars,
Haiti.
bro. Like,
Alan,
You got to root for
Alan,
France, man.
hold on. I'm
Hell
talking
no.
root for France.
Hell no.
Yabusele. Yabusele.
Hell no. Never
about
France.
the minute
Yeah.
you get back, you're
root for
calling
the
Lou Dort.
UK
No.
team.
Excuse me.
You
The
Paul,
got
minute
root for
Alan, you
UK.
get back, we're calling Lou Dort immediately. We're going to solve this problem. All right, it's over.
Get Yabusele. Get Dort.
If nothing else, you're gonna lock up.
You know what?
Never
We might
France.
even call
Never
Blake.
France.
We might even call Blake
And
Griffin. He's
in
secretly
the
Haitian.
buckets.
Blake Griffin. Wait,
Blake
he
Griffin
might
is-
be
his dad
eligible
is
to play
Haitian.
for the Haiti
That's
team.
a fact. Blake Griffin is half
Yeah.
Haitian.
Yeah.
Can we talk
That's
about
crazy.
Joel for a second, though?
No.
Let's not do it. Let's not do it. We already know what's understood doesn't need to be explained. What's understood
Okay,
doesn't need to
okay,
be
all right.
Yeah, but that's kind of how y'all are acting, but in reverse. Like, don't just be picking African teams, like to get down with Africa. No, don't
look,
you
Hold on.
get
If we're
down
gonna
with
keep
Africa
going
like
up,
I
that.
would like to see an African team rise to the same
Pick
level.
yours. Pick yours.
Patrick Ewing has not done enough
Pick
for
your
Jamaican
black
basketball for us
Pick
to have
your
a
black
competitive
nation.
team.
Don't just
We
pick
just
I'm
went
go-
through this.
I'm rocking with South Sudan.
y'all are that's
What you
that is
want me to
clout
do?
chasing. That is cultural clout chasing.
Does
No,
Jamaica have a basketball team?
No, it's not.
Cultural clout chasing. You just want to get down with Africa because it's cool.
No.
No,
Pick your
no,
team.
no. If you
Rock
if you
with
look
your
at it-
lineage
hold
or
on,
your
Pharaoh.
citizenship.
Pharaoh, if you look at it from a Garveyite perspective, we're not wrong.
No, yes, you are.
No,
Rock-
no,
Rock
no.
with, but then root for all the African teams. Then don't just rock
Yes,
with South
that's
Sudan
what you
because
But
they
they
played
are
well.
not competing.
No, don't. Nigeria has a team. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nigeria has
But
a
are they
team.
competing?
Let's go, Nigeria. Let's go.
You
They're the
realize
closest
there's
nation that we got.
qualifier games, right? Like Greece
Yeah.
has just made the Olympics, even though we've obviously seen Giannis play international ball forever. So yeah, your nation might have a team. Go look it up and go root for them in the qualifiers. They made the Olympics great. If they don't, you got to live with that.
Oh, so we can't root for another
Right
African
now.
team.
No,
Oh, no, I'm not hearing that.
Rock,
I'm not
rock
hearing
with your,
that.
rock with your lineage
Nah.
or your citizenship.
Nah, get this Joel Embiid mentality out of here, man.
No, you have Joel Embiid mentality. Just
No,
rock with
Alan.
anybody because you can.
You're-
No,
We
they,
do have a
black, they
basketball
black.
team.
I'm black. I'm a root
We're
for them.
terrible,
What?
but we have one.
Of course you have one. It's bad.
Nah,
Of course you have one.
Come on, man. You can't root for a team that's not in the game.
Man, you know what?
What do you want
Got
to?
this.
Let me
Here's
drop a
what's
bomb
gonna
for that.
happen.
You cannot root for a
What's
team
gonna
that's not in the game.
I'm working out for the next year
Hey,
and a half,
hey,
and I'm
Paul,
gonna
you're
go
supposed to be
save
rooting
Haitian
for
basketball.
Wayne
This is what's
Stapleton.
happening.
You're supposed to be rooting for Wayne Stapleton. Patrick Ewing was supposed to play for Jamaica. Roy Hibbert, Jerome Jordan. These are who you're supposed to be.
Nick
rooting
Richards.
for. Yes,
But they're not competing. Patrick, you retired how many years ago?
they were in Central Basket in 2014. Akeem Scott,
20
Mike
what? 21?
Rogers, Brian
14?
Grant, Kwame Lawrence.
2014?
These are the guys you're supposed to be rooting for.
2014?
Yes.
You 10 years ago, we talking about 2024.
Hey, and Jamaica has a women's team too.
Yeah, they probably got a netball team too. Is netball in the
Root for your lineage or your citizenship. Don't clout
Oh,
chase
I
like
would
like Joel
Embiid.
Embiid. You are being Joel Embiid, just jumping on waves.
Nah, man.
You're jumping on
One
waves.
Africa.
And if South Sudan
One
didn't have that good game, you wouldn't care nothing about no South Sudan team. So get out of here.
One Africa. One African. From a Garveyite perspective, I am not wrong.
Just clout chasing. What else did we learn about the world?
Nah, man.
What else did we learn about the world? Anything?
Like I said before, they have actual programs. They develop Olympic and World Championship teams. They're not just putting teams together. So,
talked
like I
about-
said, USA got to get line.
We talked about Wemby. We talked about Jokic. How about some of the other top NBA international players? Shea.
I didn't see a
Canada
thing.
was honestly a disappointment,
Yes, it was.
losing
Yeah,
to France.
yeah.
Shea looking small in a clutch moment once again.
Forget Shea, Jamal Murray, boy.
Jamal Murray played.
Oh,
all
Murray.
the-
Can we finalize that he is a fraud?
No,
No.
that's what he do to y'all.
That's too much.
He's a fraud. He just
much,
cooks
man. He's not a
D'Angelo
fraud when it
Russell.
comes to the
No,
Lakers.
let's be honest about it. He just cooks
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell. That's it. He cooks D'Angelo Russell, and we think he's this great player. Anyone else, buns.
I would say you're right, but the bubble, he balled out in the bubble too.
That's a fact.
pre-injury. That's pre-injury.
Oh, so you're saying after
I will
injury, he's
say-
basically useless.
Unless D'Angelo Russell is in front of him.
I will say
You got a lot of hate for your starting point guard.
I don't have
yeah,
hate.
I'm-
I'm just honest. I love D'Lo, but Jamal Murray cooks him. I can't lie.
I will say Bogdanovic looked just
Like
as
he could be
good.
a starting player on a championship team.
On the Nuggets,
He looked just
specifically,
as
they need
good,
one too.
if
Now
not better.
Davius Caldwell-Pope is gone.
He
They
looked
should
just
go
as
get
good.
him.
He looked just as good, if not better, than Jamal Murray next to him.
Thank you.
He
you.
did.
He
I
did.
knew you were gonna bring it up at some point. Watching him, I'm like, he kind of doing Jamal Murray type of things right now. Man.
And hey, tell the people, did I not like a year ago we were talking about Trae Young and the Hawks, where I said all of them players are championship level teams, just not together. I
you did
specifically
say
said Bogdan Bogdanovic, if he
But-
could go to another team, would be a
But-
championship level player.
But at the same time, I said the Hawks had enough help for them to be good.
Ain't he on
and
the
you
Kings
said,
now?
nah.
Is he on the Kings now? Or no, that was what's his face? Kevin Huerter.
Kevin Court.
Yeah. Bogdanovic
I
was
don't know
on the
about
Kings.
Bogdanovic. I think he's on the Hawks.
Nah,
Yeah, he's
been
still in the
for like-
Hawks. He's still in
Yeah,
the
like
Hawks.
3-4 years.
I want
Force your
him.
way to the
4 or
Nuggets.
5 years. Actually.
I want him.
He's one of the best shooters in the NBA.
High
Like,
key, yo, put him on the Suns. Suns gonna look different.
That's true. Well, the Suns have a different problem. The Suns have
Yeah.
no.
They have
The
many
Suns
problems.
don't have a real center. That's one of their biggest problems.
Put him on the Mavericks. That's a chip.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That's a chip. Are you
Yo.
joking? Are you dumb?
yo.
So wait, you gonna put Clay at the 3?
Yes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So you're gonna
At
start
this
Kyrie,
age, he's probably better to guard threes than twos, honestly.
you're starting Kyrie, Luka, Clay, and
Bogdanovic and Gafford, that's eating. Are you joking?
got
That's
no
amazing
4.
spacing.
That's
Huh?
fine. That's fine.
Luka
That's
at the
fine.
4 is all right. Luka demonstrated in that.
I'd rather
first-
Luka guarding fours, honestly. Yeah, I'd rather Luka
Honestly,
guarding
he
fours.
That's
demonstrated in that
fair.
first.
Yeah.
Listen, he demonstrated in the first round. He actually knows how to play defense. He just
On
don't
bigs,
care.
he actually is a good post defender. It's the perimeter where he has issues. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
perimeter where he has issues. Yeah.
Right, because he's got to show some effort, but he can move his feet enough to just
He
be
got
present.
that body for the post. He could take those back down bumps.
Hey, Mark
Hey, hold
Cuban. Hey,
Hey, hold on.
Also, I
Cuban.
also believe what's the swing on the Hawks? DeAndre Hunter. DeAndre Hunter could be a great I want him too. Championship level three
he's
or
been-
four.
The Hawks
he's
have
been
everything
covering
they
for a
need.
minute.
We got to examine the Hawks.
I just
and
want a
Trae
Hawk.
Young.
Give me Trey. Give me Bogdan. Give me Kevin. Just give me
Clint.
one. Give me. I don't want Clint. But give me.
I don't want Clint. Hey,
I don't want Clint.
hey.
But give me one of the Hawks. I want one of the Hawks.
You know what that tells me? There's a certain je ne sais quoi that the Hawks are missing. There really is. There's
Coaching.
something wrong with them.
Coaching. Should have never fired Mike Woodson.
That's a fact.
Mm.
What a
Mm.
mistake.
What a mistake.
What a mistake.
Wasn't that Trey's fault? Wasn't that the rumors going around?
Yes.
Mike Woodson would
That's
never. I don't
cap. I
think Mike
believe
Woodson
that's
ever
cap.
coached Trey.
Oh, then I'm sorry. I'm thinking of
No, wasn't it Mike Woodson?
No,
Who took
no,
him
no.
to-
He's
who took
right.
him to
He's
the
right.
conference
He's
finals?
right.
The
He's
guy
right,
from
he's
the
right.
from the Bucks, the coach Budenholzer.
No,
Oh,
no,
Budenholzer?
no,
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 no, no,
no,
before-
no.
it was after
That's
Budenholzer.
that's before Woodson.
Yeah, that's before Woodson.
Before Woodson.
Yeah.
Oh, I know
Because
what
they were
you're
going up
talking
against
about.
It's a
Budenholzer.
black guy who looks
Yeah,
like
it's a black guy.
What's his name?
We know it.
I know exactly.
We know it. We know exactly who we're talking
Pierce.
about. Yes. No.
Yes,
no,
Lloyd,
that's
Lloyd,
not-
yeah, Lloyd Pierce.
Lloyd
Lloyd
No,
Pierce.
no.
That's the black guy.
That's not the guy. I'm telling you right now. Give me a second.
Gentry.
Nate McMillan.
Oh.
Nate
yeah.
McMillan.
It went from McMillan to Pierce.
No,
Yeah.
it went from Pierce to McMillan. It
Pierce
was Mike
McMillan.
Budenholzer, Lloyd Pierce, then Nate McMillan.
How long was McMillan there?
Till 2023, and then they had Joe Prunty and then Quinn Snyder. Should have never fired
Jeez.
Nate McMillan.
They've been changing coaches like crazy.
Nate McMillan was
that's a lot.
179. Nate McMillan coached for 179 games and was 99 and 80.
Sheesh.
Quinn Snyder was 46 and 57. Should have never fired Nate McMillan.
No, it's a mistake. For sure a mistake.
Because Snyder was nice on the Jazz, though.
I mean,
That's a
yeah,
fact
but
too.
not great. Wait, hold on. He might be one of my assistant coaches right now. Hold on.
Quinn Snyder. Oh, he definitely is. Wait, no.
No, I think he's still the coach for the
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I got Nate McMillan. Hey, and Scotty Brooks. Talk to me
Yeah,
now.
Scotty Brooks. That's what I was thinking of. Scotty Brooks.
Oh, I can't wait till we pot about JJ Redick. Y'all know I'm geeked. Oh my god.
I think he's gonna be a good coach, actually. But
I
we'll
think
see.
he
We'll
actually
talk
is
about
too.
it. Trust me, we're gonna talk about it. Anything up, or we could wrap early.